Hey everybody, Levi Gardner, founder and co-executive director here at Urban Roots. Welcome back to another tutorial video. Today we're talking about putting the garden to bed and cover cropping. So if you've never heard the term cover cropping before, it's a crop that you grow that you're not going to eat and you're not really going to benefit from, you're not going to sell at market, but it's providing cover to the earth and providing a vegetative mat. So it's the end of the season, it's about late October here, so coming down I'll show you what we're looking at. So here you can see we have our bed, and at the end of the season we have our soil just exposed. And again, as I've said in other videos, soil is kind of like our internal organs, really valuable, but best if not just exposed to the elements. If we leave this soil here, then in the spring comes, when we get heavy rains, we'll start to get erosion and wash away. If you drive around through farmland, you'll see that in areas where there's heavy rain and the soil is just exposed, a lot of that will wash away, and we really want to protect against that. But because we're not going to be growing anything, if we're not using low tunnels that we're able to grow throughout the whole season, we want to grow something that is beneficial. So we're going to do something called a cover crop. Now here we've got our cover crop seed, and you can kind of see it in this jar a little bit. We have 4 different types of seed in here. We have clover, vetch, rye, and winter peas. So 2 of those are what are called legumes, which help fix nitrogen, and then 2 of those are just generic grains. And those are going to do a few things in this soil. So the first thing is, as I mentioned, they're going to provide a vegetative mat that's going to cover the soil and protect it against erosion, both at the beginning of the beginning of the winter as well as in the spring. The next thing they're going to do is, as those roots penetrate into the rhizosphere, they're going to provide trophic webs and food for all of the complex microorganisms and arthropods that we can't see in the soil, so continuing to stimulate that biological activity even throughout the winter. As I mentioned, the other thing is that those nitrogen fixers are going to be pulling nitrogen from the atmosphere and fixing that in the soil, which is one of the primary macronutrients that we need for growth next year. And the last thing they're going to be doing is actually providing us a carbonaceous source that we can use either for composting or mulching in the next season. I know I just said a lot, but the good news is the technique of how to do it is really simple. So we've got exposed soil right here, and if you have one of those grass seeders, you can use that, but if not, the easiest way is just kind of put it in your hand like that and spread just like so. Making sure you get good seed to soil contact. You might want to take the back of a rake to rake it over. You can also mulch with straw over that, and you probably want to get irrigation on it just for a few days to make sure that you're getting good germination rates. It never hurts to overseed cover crop. You're not going to hurt anything by doing that, and generally you can pick up cover crop seed either at a garden supply center, a Tractor Supply Plus, or even some of the big box stores have it. And we use a mix. Some places you can just get winter oats or winter rye, that's fine. The most important thing is that you're using it as a cover. It's really going to be beneficial instead of just leaving your soil exposed. Now if we come over here, you can see in one of these beds where we've already sown a cover crop. So as I mentioned, it's late October, but we sowed this when summer crop was done around late September. You can see the peas popping up, the rye, and some of the clovers already starting to come in, and then we also have straw. So even at the end of the season, we've already got a vegetative mat. This will stop growing once it gets down to frost, and some of it will die off, but some of it will continue to grow throughout the spring. And then as it gets taller, like I said, we'll pull some of that out, we'll shake it off, and we'll use that as a compost source, as a carbon source, either in our compost piles or for mulching. So cover cropping is a really easy technique. Unfortunately, a lot of backyard growers don't know about it, but all you need is some seed, a little bit of intention at the end of the season, and just maintain it, and you're going to end up increasing your soil fertility, protecting against erosion, and giving yourself a carbon source that you can use in the next year. Be sure to check out our other videos, and in the spring we'll let you know how these all turn out and what we use them for in the spring with our compost. Thanks for checking in, and be sure to subscribe.